After 22 years as a therapist, I've helped hundreds of people break free from sabotaging patterns that seemed impossible to overcome. It's shocking, but the people who finally stop self-sabotaging didn't use willpower, positive thinking, or even traditional therapy. They use something completely different, something that works with the body's natural healing intelligence instead of fighting against it. In this video, I'll reveal 3 common patterns your saboteur uses to keep you from succeeding. Then I'll give you my best approach that actually stops these patterns for good. But first, let me tell you about the biggest pattern self-sabotage puts you through, keeping you trapped in cycles that damage your progress and healing. Every time something good starts happening in your life, you get a promotion, you meet someone amazing, or you start losing weight. And suddenly the saboteur voice kicks in. This is too good to be true. You don't deserve this. Some people break up with others who treat them well for being too good or create drama to push them away. If this sounds familiar, the pattern is called the upper limit problem. It's your subconscious thermostat for how much happiness you think you deserve. When you exceed that limit, your saboteur will take over your mind, bringing you back down to your normal level. The truth is, we have an unlimited upper limit for good things. Your future self, that version of you that exists beyond these patterns, knows the truth. And that brings us to the second saboteur pattern that's even more sneaky because it disguises itself as being realistic. This is the perfectionist pattern that says if you don't try, you can't fail. It sounds so logical. Why risk failing when you can just not put yourself out there or until it's perfect? Maybe you have a great business idea or a book you would like to write, but it will never get done because there's always something else to fix or do first. And the saboteur is really good at choosing failure over success because chasing perfection doesn't exist in the saboteur's reality. I see this all the time. People who are incredibly talented and smart, but stay stuck in jobs they hate or relationships that drain them. The truth is, your body's wisdom knows exactly what you need to succeed. It knows how to heal, how to grow, how to thrive. But your saboteur keeps interfering with stories about what might go wrong. And the third pattern is the one that really keeps you trapped because it makes you believe the problem is permanent. As this is just who you are. I'm not good with money. I always mess up relationships. I'm not the type of person who succeeds. This lie makes you believe the self-sabotaging pattern is part of your identity, instead of just a pattern you learn to protect yourself. Self-sabotage isn't a character flaw. It's a survival mechanism that your system created to keep you safe. Maybe you learned early on that succeeding means being rejected by your family. Maybe you discovered that playing small kept you from being criticized. Or maybe you found that chaos felt more familiar than peace. Your body learned these patterns for good reason, but now they're becoming outdated software running your life. The truth is, you are not your patterns, but you can observe them, understand them, and ultimately transform them. So if you're finally ready to break free from self-sabotage, subscribe to this channel because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it using your body's natural healing wisdom. Now that you've heard these 3 patterns, I'm going to expose why traditional therapy approaches don't heal your saboteur and what type of therapy actually does. Traditional therapy tries to solve self-sabotage by understanding it, analyzing where it came from, and talking about it. But you can't talk your way out of self-sabotage because it doesn't live in your mind. Rather, it speaks to your mind and lives in a layer in the body called the subconscious system. The subconscious is a holding tank for all your previous experiences. So whenever it gets triggered, your emotions might react. And the saboteur is one type of reaction that can happen. You can't think or talk your way out of a saboteur pattern any more than you can think or talk your way out of a panic attack. And this is the reason why self-sabotage feels so automatic and unstoppable. But the truth is, it is stoppable with the right kind of therapy. The kind of therapy that addresses healing from the body It's called somatic therapy. So the solution isn't to try to break the saboteur's patterns. Instead, somatic therapy supports your subconscious system to feel safe, calm, and loved. But it does require a willingness to be in your body long enough to sit with and feel different sensations. Because the truth is, the body doesn't just hold all of your experiences, good and bad. It holds healing substances that communicate to other trauma and subconscious layers. It's okay to feel better now. You can trust yourself and what your body is feeling. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly does somatic therapy heal saboteur patterns? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you next. Stick with me. Somatic therapy heals the saboteur where it lives, in the body. Instead of arguing with thoughts, somatic therapy calms the nervous system to resolve stress responses, which communicates back to sabotaging patterns that the subconscious had a healing upgrade, which feels really good and raises your upper limit. Experience this with me. One of my favorite somatic techniques is called titration, where you experience one area of discomfort and alternate it with one area of healing, where then those two sensations begin engaging and alter the original discomfort. Let's practice for a minute with this. Let's say that you have some chest constriction because you have had some emotion, some pain, heartache, and that constriction is just kind of sitting here in the chest, tight, or maybe it feels heavy. Okay, and so you're going to just relax and sit with the constriction for a moment, breathing and allowing yourself to feel it just for a few seconds. And then you're going to notice where you feel a sense of calm in your body or around your body. That is the opposite of this, more of an openness. And so let's say you feel that openness a foot out in front of you, and that area feels open. And it might be another area. It could be above your head, down by your feet. So just find that area, and we're just going to, for this practice, say it's a foot out in front of you. And so what you do is you alternate feeling this sensation here in the chest for 30 seconds. And then you move your attention to feel the sensation of the air, the quality of the air, the openness of it out in front of you. You breathe and relax, and you alternate back and forth. And then the final step is to be with both at the same time. Just being 50% with the chest and 50% with that openness in front of you. Breathing and relaxing, and then feeling and noticing what starts to shift as you're with both. And then you'll notice something change. And that's the amazing work of somatics, at least the beginning of somatics. I encourage you to try this on your own, doing the titration exercise multiple times to see how that goes for you, to see how it goes calming emotions or pain sensations. But if you feel like you have a lot of patterns or traumas stored in the body, seek out a somatic therapist to support you. There's a free quiz linked in the video description that you can take to see if perhaps you are ready for deep healing. There are two things I'd like to share with you today that you can start doing to heal the subconscious layer. The first thing is to begin using my time travel therapy framework to help you expand beyond these patterns. And this isn't some fantasy version of you. This is the true essential you connecting that exists beyond patterns and underneath the protective layer. When you hear your self-sabotaging voice or feel the urge to sabotage, pause and observe that part of yourself as the past self. So simply, you're going to imagine another version of you in the room, but it's your past self that holds all the experiences you've had up to this point. You just observe with curiosity. What does your past self look like? How is this version of you different from your present self today? And then you're going to imagine a third version of yourself, what I call as the future self. This version of you is without the trauma and sabotage patterns. It's secure, wise, confident, and free. Everything you hoped yourself to be. Imagine how this version would be differently from your past and your present self. And once you begin to start implementing this past, present, future framework, your nervous system has the key to begin shifting and calming, expanding new thoughts and possibilities for healing. And suddenly what was stuck is not, and what you think is different. This level of perception and awareness requires you to be open and flexible in your mind. And with this flexibility, you get to experience the healing aspect of this framework. Make sure to subscribe because I will have episodes on how to use time travel therapy framework to heal the subconscious and the mind patterns. And so the last thing I want to leave you with is receiving love and healing. Most people who self-sabotage have one thing in common. They're terrible at receiving compliments, receiving love, receiving success or help. Your body learned that receiving was dangerous or not available. Maybe it had strings attached or made others jealous. So you learn to push away receiving the very things that help you to feel love, peace, and joy. So instead, start seeing receiving as small gifts, like someone buying you a coffee or accepting a compliment without reacting. Allow yourself to feel proud of an accomplishment or celebrate an accomplishment. Each time you practice receiving, you're teaching your nervous system that it's safe to have good things. But here's the most important thing to remember. As you begin implementing these techniques, self-sabotage patterns didn't develop overnight. You might even catch yourself sabotaging and think, I should know better by now. I should be past this. But just remember, every time you catch yourself and choose to calm your nervous system, you're rewiring decades of conditioning. So be patient with yourself. Your body needs to learn a new way of being in the world, one where success is safe, love is safe, and it's okay to be happy. This is the work of self-healing. Be curious, calm your nervous system, and connect with your future self to one day put you on path to becoming your future self.